Well, everyone, here it is. In the last video, I hinted at which diecast I was going to be looking at next. My hint was it was a car that had something to do with the color red. And so today we are looking at the 2022 Burago Red Bull RB18. Yes, we are heading back to the Burago cars. It's probably been almost a year, if not a full year, since I reviewed a Burago car. I think the last one was the 2021 Mercedes car. I gotta be honest, when I reviewed that car, the Burago cars had gotten pretty boring to review. And that's mainly because they're pretty much, all right, let's take a look at this. Right here is the 2019 Red Bull, and here is the 2021 Red Bull. They look exactly the same. That's the same freaking car. Yeah, obviously, the front wings look different and whatnot, but these cars look the same. And if you review this car, what really can you say about the other car? Because they look so darn similar. And that's the thing about Burago cars, is that the reviews, I felt like they kind of got samey. Like I've already said everything that I can say about a Burago car, and I was just saying it over and over again. And so it wasn't very fun to review these cars. But today we are back because I'm very excited, because of course this is the new 2022 regulations. This is a new F1 car. This car is guaranteed to look different. Well, the livery is exactly the same, but the car itself is different. And you know what? I'm probably going to say the same things that I always do, but it looks pretty good from inside the box. So hopefully, I'm excited to review this car. I'm excited to see what Burago have done for the 2022 cars. But I've got some news for you guys. I've got some news, some big news, some awesome news, potentially, about these Burago cars. And you guys have been telling me this, almost for a whole year. I feel like in the beginning of the year, before even the season started, there was some rumors about this happening, and it is certainly happening now. As you guys know, the Burago cars, well, maybe you guys don't know. If you're new here, the Burago cars, the cheapest F1 diecast you can get. I generally like them as collectibles because they are an affordable price. The big box Spark Mini Champs cars are not super. They're pretty expensive. I can see easily why someone wouldn't want to get a lot of those cars. I really think F1 should head in the direction of making still high quality stuff, but maybe some that's a little bit cheaper to afford. We've all heard the stories about like the $90 hats or whatever. I think that's something that F1 should work on, but I'm not ahead of marketing or anything. Burago are the cheapest diecasts you can get, but they pretty much exclusively make Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes. Ferrari and Red Bull pretty much every year, but Mercedes, the last 3 years they made Mercedes were 2016, 2019, and 2021. So Mercedes was less common. But you always get Ferrari and Red Bulls, and hey, that's great, except that Ferraris and Red Bulls look the same almost every single year. So it gets a little bit annoying. It gets a bit samey. I've kind of already said that. But this year, Burago are releasing not just Ferrari and Red Bull, not Mercedes, but they are also releasing Alfa Romeo and McLaren. So finally, after all these years that I've been reviewing these cars, we are getting new teams to the Burago lineup. Of course, McLaren, one of the most well-known F1 teams, and Alfa Romeo, which is a very well-known luxury car brand. That's exciting, and I will be reviewing those cars in the future. I think they're already out. Well, the Alfa Romeos are already out. I think the McLarens are coming soon. Depends on when I upload this video. Also in F1 diecast news, you thought I was done, but guess what? There's more, baby. Fuck yeah. 1/64 scale F1 diecast. So far, in all the time I've been reviewing these cars, there have been 2 F1 diecast releases in 1/64 scale. 2017 Nico Hulkenberg, which I'm pretty sure came out in 2019. And then the 2021 Gulf McLarens. I think there was both Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris, but I only got the Daniel Ricciardo. But this year, 2 Mercedes, 2 Red Bulls in 1/64 scale. So we're going to be reviewing those 2 sometime. All right, this video, look at the bottom. This video's gone on long enough. Let's talk about the 2021 2 Red Bull RB18 from Max Verstappen. Haha, Red Bull. Okay, let's look at the box first. Yeah, I almost forgot to look at the box. Here's the Red Bull box. You know, we got Max Verstappen, number 1 now, so that is pretty cool. That would already be different. I don't know what I'm saying here. Anyway, and we've got this little right up here on the back here. So what does this say? It says something about the Red Bull diecast number 3 is there. Yeah, I have no idea what this says. 2014. Okay. Anyway, and Sergio Perez. I did not get the Sergio Perez mainly because the Alfa Romeos and stuff. I want to get both of those, so I'm saving some money by not getting all those cars. But here it is, the Burago 2022 RB18. Guys, this car looks great, I think. I actually haven't really looked at it a lot yet. But no, it's pretty big. It's a pretty big car. It's fairly robust. Yeah, we're going to start somewhere I don't usually start. Usually I save this till the end, and most of the time I cut it out. But here's the floor of this car, guys. Ground effect. Ground effect. The camera is freaking out. It doesn't even know what to do. Take a look at this ground effect going on. Yeah, aerodynamicists go hard on this shit. Come on, camera, quit fucking me. Yeah, this looks a lot better than what we usually get with the floor, which is nothing. Obviously, the floor area is responsible for most of the downforce on these cars. They've really scaled back a lot of the front wing and the rear wing have been scaled back immensely for this year. The barge boards are all gone. So the floor is doing most of it here, and they've molded that pretty well. Obviously, I don't really know how accurate this is. Was the floor... I don't even remember what the floor looks like on the Fernando Alonso. I've completely erased making that video from my head. Anyway, taking a look at the front here, I mean, I'm going to say this, like the parts, I mean, the paintwork on this car is looking probably the best that it ever has. I'd say I don't see anything really, nothing on this car is really sticking out to me as being bad or inconsistent. One of the biggest issues with the Red Bulls in recent years has been the paintwork on diecast bits and on plastic bits. So the main part of the chassis here, the sort of air boxes on the side, these are diecast. You can feel it. It's cold to the touch. But the top air box here is plastic. And you can see a little bit of the color is sort of different. The sort of dark blue is a little different on that plastic part. But it used to be a lot worse. Here's the 2019 car. It's a little dusty, but you can see it is not even close to the same color on this diecast bit compared to the plastic bit here. So it's come a long way in just a couple years. The one thing I will say that doesn't look fantastic is this under tray area right here. Okay, first of all, like, incredible that they've done the molding work on the side pod here. It's so thin. It's just like crazy. I'll have to show a better picture of that because the camera's just not really doing it justice, I don't think. It's really intricate molding that they've done. So I'm glad that Burago have really gone the extra mile on this car, it looks like. But anyway, the under area here definitely looks like a different color. This is black and this is sort of blue. I don't know if it's supposed to look like that on the real car. I'm going to have to show a picture of the real car here. But this under area, under the logos right here where the Simon's logo and all that is, it's black and not blue. So I'm not sure if the real car looks like that. We'll have to take a look at some better pictures in order to see that. But what is there? Look, there's floor details looking pretty nice. What is here is pretty good. It's really good, actually. There's no real overspray issues. The yellow sometimes looks kind of sloppy. It's a little bit, right there. But it's, I mean, this is how it's going to look on your shelf. You're not going to notice. I always say that about the Burago cars. Yeah. The rear wing is another area that's usually not super great on the Burago cars. It doesn't have the light detail. It sort of does. It just doesn't have the little, here, get the 2021 out here, I think. Oh, it doesn't have it either. Get the 2019 out here. Oh, it also doesn't have it. Gotta go digging into the storage to find this car. This light detail is what I was talking about. The little lights right there is what I was talking about. Anyway, yeah, this car doesn't have it. Also, got a little bit of a sticker Friday going on the decals on the rear wing here. You can tell, yeah, that's obviously a sticker. Maybe we can press that down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's not really better at all. So yeah, the inside of the rear wings are usually not that great. Is this rear wing accurate? I don't really know how rounded it is. It looks a little bit more angled, like it's a little bit more of a sharp angle than I think it may. I'm not sure, actually. So the Alpine's a little bit rounder on the rear wing, but of course F1 cars are different. And of course we've got the suspension, the front suspension. It is actually the same color as the diecast here. I'm just noticing they've painted that the same color, which is definitely not accurate. They did that. They did that on the 2021 Mercedes as well. They painted it the same color as the body, so that is a little bit. That's actually so obvious now that I notice it. It's not. I don't think it's usually like that, or is it? I've just never noticed that before. I don't think I've ever noticed that the wishbones on the front wheels are painted the same color as the body. It's so obvious on this car. So that's not great, but it's not that big of a deal. I guess I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Here are the brand new tires. I don't know why I couldn't say that right. Here are the brand new tires, as well as the wheel covers. I don't remember what these things are right here. The Hard Rock wheel covers, but the actual wheel covers are on this side. The brand new bigger tires. They're definitely bigger. They look pretty good, and of course the wheels spin on the Burago cars because these are toys, basically. And the rear wheels are bigger than the front wheels, obviously, so that is pretty cool. Now, one of the reasons I'm very happy with Burago on this deal is because the last time we had a major regulation change, Burago messed it up hardcore. So let's go back in time, since I didn't do a collection video on the Red Bulls yet. I already kind of showed it off, but here's way back, 2016. This is freaking the focus out. A much younger Max Verstappen, a much worse Burago diecast. Burago have come a long way since these days, but this is the 2016 Red Bull. Yeah, it's cool. Remember when Max Verstappen was in this thing? How many of you people watched F1 back in 2016 and remember Max Verstappen winning on the first race he ever drove for Red Bull Racing? What did you guys think of that? Because I did not watch F1 back then. And then we've got the 2017 Red Bull, which honestly kind of looks sort of kind of like the new regulation change. Not really. And I talked about this with the Ferraris, but the cars were meant to be bigger, and the Red Bull this year, the 2017 Red Bull, is actually smaller, and the wheels are the same size. But it was supposed to be much bigger, so they really messed these up, as well as the Ferraris. These ones just look terrible. I mean, the Red Bull probably looks worse. It just looks so small. So I'm glad that they actually made the regulation change proper. Here's the 2021 Red Bull. Tires are different. And the car is bigger. I don't remember if that was part of the deal, but it's about the same size, actually. Yeah, it looks really good. I really like the new cars. They look faster. I don't think they actually are faster, though. But they look the part, so that's pretty cool. The rear wing looks kind of weird to me. honestly, these new F1 cars look like a futuristic concept of an F1 car from like 2014. Like they've got a lot of the rounded elements, the roundness of this car makes it look like a futuristic type car, but it actually is real. Because I'm looking at it. And ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for this episode of... Actually, this is not an episode of anything. This video on this channel, this regular video, that's going to do it for this one. The 2022 Burago cars, if they all look like this, then they're pretty damn good. This time around, I definitely would suggest getting this car if you're interested. Yeah, the suspension doesn't look great. If that's a deal breaker, then I'm sure the mini champs or the the Spark. Well, I'm sure those look great too. But yep, it's been a good couple of years. Well, it's a welcomed change. Just if you wanted to see how small this 2017 car is compared. It's supposed to be just about the same size as those two. So yeah, But there are the mighty Maxes, the Max Verstappens of Burago. I don't know if they made the 2020 Red Bull, but I think this is all the Max Verstappens that I have. So he's come a long way as a driver in some respects, not every respect, i.e. Brazil this year, but whatever, you know. And Burago have come a long way too. These ones are kind of shitty. These ones are definitely a step in the right direction, and this 2022 one is probably the best Burago, at least for Red Bull, that I have so far. So thank you guys for watching. If you have a car that you guys want me to review that I haven't already said in this video I'm going to review, then leave it below in the comments. And yeah, sorry if you heard my squeaky chair. I'm going to change back to the old chair that I used to use when I make these videos. But yeah, see ya.